Alright, well, hello everyone. Welcome to my channel. Today, I'll be reading some poetry, mostly by Robert Frost, but also one poem by Dylan Thomas. We're going to start off today with Fire and Ice by Robert Frost. Some say the world will end in fire, some say in ice. From what I've tasted of desire, I hold with those who favor fire. But if it had to perish twice, I think I know enough of hate to say that for destruction, ice is also great and would suffice. In terms of my analysis for that poem, I'll be honest, it sort of escapes me. English was not my greatest class. Talks of the end of the world. He says that coldness versus heat and anger. He believes anger would be that which ends the world. But if, it perished again, that the coldness and sort of ruthlessness, brutality would certainly be enough to bring it to its end once again. Moving on. For once, then, something again by Mr. Robert Frost. Others taunt me with having knelt at well curbs, always wrong to the light, so never seeing. Deeper down in the well than where the water gives me back in a shining surface picture, me, myself in the summer, heaven, godlike, looking out of a wreath of fern and cloud puffs, once, when trying with chin against a well curb, I discerned, as I thought, beyond the picture, through the picture, a something white, uncertain, something more of the depths, and then I lost it. Water came to rebuke the too clear water, shook whatever it was would lay there at the bottom, blurred it, blotted it out. What was that whiteness? Truth? A pebble of quartz for once, then something. This one again, it's very complex, it's got some fancy English in it. From what I can tell, he's looking for something. The metaphor is looking through a well. He sees, perhaps, what he's looking for. Maybe the truth. Maybe just a trick of the light, a pebble. But, at the very least, he sees something. Up next, Nothing Gold Can Stay, again by Mr. Robert Frost. Nature's first green is gold, her hardest hue to hold, her early life's a flower, but only so an hour, then leaf subsides to leaf, so Eden sank to grief. So dawn goes down to day, nothing gold can stay. This one, I think I have a little stronger of a grasp on, maybe I don't. Mostly it is mourning that change will happen no matter what. The thing you most love can change to something so entirely different. A beautiful sight will wither away, it'll freeze, it'll burn, something at the very least. This poem, to me at least, is very saddening. Although I believe it can also be very uplifting. For something beautiful must leave, but then again, what it leaves in its wake again must depart to something beautiful again. Next up, Out, Out by Robert Frost. The buzzsaw snarled and rattled in the yard, and made dust and dropped stove-length sticks of wood, sweet-scented stuff, when the breeze drew across it. And from there that those lifted eyes could count 5 mountain ranges, one behind the other, under the sunset far into Vermont. And the saw snarled and rattled, as it ran light, or had to bear a load, and nothing happened. Day was all but done. Call it a day, I wish they might have said. Please the boy by giving him the half hour, that a boy counts so much when saved from work. His sister stood beside him in her apron to tell them supper. At the word, the saw, as if to prove saws knew what supper meant, leaped out at the boy's hand, or seemed to leap. He must have given the hand, however it was, neither refused the meeting. But the hand, the boy's first outcry, was a rueful laugh, as he swung toward them, holding up the hand, half in appeal, but half as if to keep life from spilling. Then the boy saw all, since he was old enough to know, big boy, doing a man's work, though a child at heart. He saw all spoiled. Don't let him cut my hand off, the doctor, when he comes. Don't let him, sister. So, but the hand was gone already. The doctor put him in the dark of the ether. He lay and puffed his lips out with his breath, and then the watcher at his pulse took fright. No one believed. They listened at his heart, little less nothing. And that ended it. No more to build on there, and they, since they were not the one dead, turned to their affairs. This one very sad, the hubris of youth, a slight moment of inattention leading to death. In my mind, there's not much else to say, but to say how sorrowful the short life of such a lad. Up next is The 10 Mills by Robert Frost, a series of 5 different mini-poems. The first of which is Precaution. I never dared to be radical when I young, for fear it would make me conservative when old. This one I don't really understand, although, maybe it's true after all. At least in my local government, conservatism is the whole. There's a bunch of old fucking people here. I get it, he's saying I don't want to spend my enthusiasm, my radicalism early, in fear of losing it all later. But I don't believe that fucking garbage at all. Just, think about taking care of people, and then you won't become a conservative. Anyways, up next, ignoring political opinions, the span of life. The old dog barks backward without getting up. I can remember when he was a pup. This obviously referencing, or at least in my mind, the sort of sadness and almost depravity in keeping an animal, because sadly, no pet can live as long as a human. I've lost a dog, and I've seen family, cousins, and whatnot lose dogs and cats in abundance. Of course, actual family I've also seen lost, which is much more depressing, but I think there's something uniquely sad about raising something you know you will outlast. Anyways, moving on. Pertinax, this one, sounds cool. What does it mean? I won't be able to tell you. Let chaos storm. Let cloud-shaped swarm. I wait for form. On the surface, it's talking about lightning or something. Deeper, I can't tell you. So we're going to quickly move on from this one and pretend I'm all-knowing. The next is assertive. Let me be the one to do what is done. This one, to me, fairly obvious. Haha, let me do it. I'm assertive, I'm cool. What else is there? I don't know. It's very shallow, honestly. It's like a 10-word poem. There's not much to pull from that. And the last one of the 10 mils, I think, at least in whatever my poetryfoundation.com says, or .org, sorry, is tendencies cancel. Will the blight kill the chestnut? The farmers rather guess not. It keeps smouldering at the roots and sending up new shoots, till another parasite shall come to kill the blight. That one... Bad habits cancel bad habits, maybe? I don't believe that, so that's probably not the message. But similar things can tend to cancel each other out, perhaps. That one's very complex. I'm not very good at English. Perhaps one of you could try and tell me what it means, as I have absolutely no clue. Our last Robert Frost poem for the night, or the day, whatever time you happen to be listening, is Snow, written in November of 1960. The three stood listening to a fresh access of wind that caught against the house a moment, gulped snow, and then blew free again. The coals, dressed but dishevelled from some hours of sleep, Messerve belittled in the great-skin coat he wore. Messerve was first to speak. He pointed backwards over his shoulder with his pipe stem, saying, "You can just see it glancing off the roof, making a great scroll upwards, towards the sky, long enough for recording all our names on. I think I'll just call up my wife and tell her I'm here, so far and starting on again. I'll call her softly, so that if she's wise and gone to sleep, she needn't wake to answer." This one, the very basic surface of it is, sitting at sitting during a snowstorm with some other people watching, being like, damn, that is hard. Or any sort of storm, maybe a rainstorm, who knows. And then being like, maybe I should show my wife this. I'll call her, see if she's up. But if she's not up, she's lucky, and I won't force her to wake up, because being awake, God, that shit sucks. That's my take. And we'll round out the day, the night, whatever it may be, with one of my personal favorite poems. Something near and dear to my heart. This is by Dylan Thomas. Do not go gentle into that good night. Do not go gentle into that good night. Old age should burn and rave at close of day. Rage. Rage against the dying of the light. The wise men at their end know dark is right, because their words had forked no lightning. They do not go gentle into that good night. Good men, the last wave by, crying, how bright their frail deeds might have danced in a green bay. Rage, rage against the dying of the light. The wild men who caught and sang the sun in flight and learned too late they grieved it on its way. Do not go gentle into that good night. Grave men near death who see with blinding sight. Blind eyes could blaze like meteors and be gay. Rage, rage against the dying of the light. And you, my father, there on that sad height, curse, bless me now with your fierce tears, I pray. Do not go gentle into that good night. Rage, rage against the dying of the light. That was Do Not Go Gentle Into That Good Night by Dylan Thomas. I think the message in this one is rather clear. It's a desperate plea, in this case, to his father to please, please fight on. Do not go gentle into that good night. Rather sad poem, as most today have been. The lightning one was pretty lighthearted, but not much else. Anyways, as we come to the end of our time today, I believe I'm supposed to ask for you to like and subscribe. Perhaps leave a comment detailing what you liked and didn't about the video. I hope to see you again soon. Also, if you would like to send in a script or something for me to read, there will be an email in the description you can send it to, although I can't promise anything in terms of how fast I'll read it, or if I will at all. Anyways, have a good night, or rest of your day, whatever you may be doing. Goodbye for now.